Jada and I'm coming to you from Communication Station for Kids. Let's start off today by talking about Mount Rushmore by Justine.
Hi, I'm Justine reporting from Communication Station for Kids. Hey, you know it's very tall, has 4 heads, and completely made out of stone? I think you've got the right answer, Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is a massive sculpture of the 4 historical presidents of the United States. It is located near Keystone, South Dakota. South Dakota state historian Dwayne Robinson thought of the idea in 1923. The idea was to attract more people to the Black Hills of South Dakota with giant carvings of America's presidents. A famous sculptor named Gutzon Borglum was the man in charge of the Mount Rushmore project. His son Lincoln, along with 400 other workers, sculpted the famous faces. It was October 4th, 1927, when the first actual work of carving began. Dynamite was used to remove rock from the mountain until there was only a thin 3 to 6 inch layer of granite left. This final layer of granite was removed by a process called honeycombing. Honeycombing is when the workers drill the holes in the rocks to make it easier to carve. Then the surface was smoothed with a tool called a bumper. This left the faces as smooth as a sidewalk. The faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln looked down from the mountaintop. Each head is 60 feet tall. The sculpture represents the first 150 years of the United States. The sculpture symbolizes our nation's independence. Mount Rushmore took 14 years to create. Today, it is one of the most popular tourist attractions in the United States. This was Justine reporting from Communication Station for Kids. Thanks for listening. Back to you, Jada.
Wow, those were some fascinating facts. Now let's move on to Christopher with comic books.
Hi, I'm Christopher reporting from the Communication Station for Kids. Do you know who invented comic books? It was a man named Rodolphe Toffer. He was born in 1799 in Switzerland. His father, Wolfgang Adam Toffer, was a painter. Rodolphe had an eye defect and he could not be a painter like his father. So Rodolphe began writing short stories such as My Uncle's Library. Toffer studied in Paris and became a teacher. He worked in several schools in Geneva. Rodolphe's first comic book was named Histoire de Mr. Viec's Boys, at 30 pages and 158 panels. Toffer's picture stories have influenced many of the early comic book artists. Rodolphe's Mr. Viec's Boys, translated as Obadiah Oldbuck, was the first comic book ever published in America in 1842. I'm Christopher from the Communication Station for Kids.
That was some cool information. Let's wrap it up here. This is Jada coming from Communication Station for Kids.
The beginning of the story is called, anybody know what the beginning is called? Yes.
Introduction.
An introduction. Good job. In journalism, though, they call the introduction a lead. And you could spell lead 2 different ways. Anybody know how to spell lead?
You don't take the red paper.
Almost, not quite.
L-E-A-D.
L-E-A-D is how they spell lead. But in journalism, sometimes they spell, yes? No, sometimes in journalism they spell it L-E-D-E, which is just the only time you would use that is in journalism, I think. That's the only time you would use it.
Hello, my name is Shreya. Today we have some interesting stories. First off, we're going to start with Swathi with Bengal tigers.
Hello, my name is Swathi. I'm coming to you from Communication Station for Kids. There seems to be many different types of tigers, but there is one interesting tiger that is in need of our help. Yes, that's right, the Bengal tiger. The Bengal tiger is a mammal that weighs between 240 and 500 pounds. This tiger can live up to 8 to 10 years in the wild. Did you know that a tiger's roar can be heard from 2 miles away? Bengal tigers live in the southern part of India. They may also live in the mangrove forests of India. In the forests, the temperature may rise to 101 degrees Fahrenheit or more. While the days are unbearably hot, the nights are cooler. Thank goodness we live in an environment that has 4 seasons. Bengal tigers are meat eaters. They're also nocturnal. This means they stay awake at night. Bengal tigers will eat wild boars, buffalo, and deer. Some tigers may even attack porcupines. Tigers are capable of eating 60 pounds of meat in one night. Not to worry, these tigers will typically not attack humans. If you happen to run into one, I hope you're having a lucky day. Many of these tigers are killed for different uses. For example, they're hunted down for their striped fur. Traditional Chinese medicines use all parts of the tiger. But some people pose tigers as a sport. What can we do to stop this crime, you may ask? We can raise money and donate it to charities that save the tigers. You can also put up signs to raise awareness about the troubles facing the Bengal tiger. Another country that is helping these tigers is India. The Bengal tiger is India's national animal. So far, the government has set up anti-poaching laws. Wildlife experts are creating reserves for the protection of the remaining tigers. This issue is of great importance. We must do everything we can to protect the national animal of India so it will not disappear forever. There are many ways we can help save the Bengal tiger. One way is to donate money to Save the Tiger Fund. The web address is at the bottom of your screen, www.savethetiger.org. My name is Swathi, and I'm coming to you from Communication Station for Kids. Thank you for roaring.
Hi, my name is Rohit, and I'm coming to you from Communication Station for Kids. Have you ever wondered who invented the first video game and why the game was invented? I was curious about that, and this is what I found out. Two scientists named Thomas T. Goldsmith Jr. and Estel Raymond invented the first video game. The game was a replica of World War II's radar system and was played on a ray tube. A ray tube is a picture tube. A picture tube was found in all electronic television sets up until they invented the invention of the less bulky LCD screens. The game was like a missile simulator. It was made between 1950 and 1960. They didn't actually invent it purposely. While they were making upgrades to the radar, it turned out to become a missile simulator. When it came out, the price was about $500 or more. That was a lot of money back then and still is today. The price depended upon what type of ray tube you bought it on. Hope you learned something new about the video game. This is Rohit from Communication Station for Kids. Back to you.
Great report, Rohit. Now it's time to wrap up. I'm Shreya from Communication Station for Kids. Thanks for